Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be discussing Nikon's latest update to the Z8 with firmware 3.0. They say it's a big deal, but today let's dive in and see why that is. Let's go to NikonUSA.com, and here we are. As you can see, it says first and foremost, it's the world's first combined pixel shift with focus shift, or AE bracketing workflow. Okay, so I'm definitely interested in the pixel shift with the focus shift. Okay, now from the picture, as we can tell, if you have the focus stacking off, and I hope this is all in camera, of course, and now this happened to me where you might get the leaves instead of the inner part. I guess that's the bulb or whatnot of the flower, and because of honestly the wind could be blowing or something like that, that's more than likely why that would be the case. No matter how many, no matter how much you try to prepare, that does happen. Now with it on, it looks like you get right in there now, and I'm hoping you could do that after you take the photo and hopefully behind excuse me, using the back screen, right, in playback mode or something. Okay, that would be fantastic. I don't want to have to go to another software to have to do that. It also will be including in-camera focus limiter for faster, more precise AF. And this is kind of in the same, playing the same, how can you say, affecting the same thing in terms of objects moving. And as you're trying to grab focus or maintain focus, even on, as you can see in this demo, with autofocus continuous, sometimes it may back focus just due to the fact of things moving. That's happened to me numerous times, and I'm no professional macro shooter or anything, but this has happened, and it is annoying just the times when I do want to need it. Now I'm shooting maybe 20 or 30 photos to get that one single shot, and it's basically a spray and pray approach. Now this update will allow you to set a nearest and furthest focus point, and your lens will ignore everything outside of that range. That is going to be very cool. Now, this could be actually really helpful when you're doing product photography, as well as when you need that precision, and beauty photography too. There's been times where I would take a photo and it focused right here on the cheekbone or the ear or something like that. So being able to have that much more control is always a win. So the next thing is flexible picture controls for creating signature looks. So I'm guessing this is, yeah, it's in the um NX Studio for those that use NX Studio. I still haven't really gotten into NX Studio. Looks like, from what I can tell, it looks very similar to a Lightroom's workflow, but I do so much in Lightroom. It'd be how can I say, a cold day in Africa for me to have to switch from Lightroom, just because my workflow and everything that I do is so wrapped up in it that I really don't find a need to leave Lightroom for a lot of the heavy lifting. But that's still a cool little feature. Now, this is something awesome for us video creators. The View Assist gets a new look. Now, I like this. As many of you know, I use Panasonic and Lumix for a lot of video work, and I like having the LUT assist option. I could add LUTs to it and see what my LUT would look like on the log footage that I'm shooting. That's pretty awesome. So therefore, when I get home, I'm generally in the pocket using the LUT that I had uploaded into the camera. Now, Nikon's allowing you to at least see what a better exposed version of that end log is before you get home. Now, this could be really helpful just to dial in exposure, but also for those who perhaps don't use an external monitor and using color, using oh my goodness, it's on the tip of my tongue. For those that don't use false colors, this can be really helpful. But I always recommend using false colors when and whenever possible, quite honestly, for right exposure. But this will allow you, this says this update will enhance the contrast and details for more accurate waveform exposure. Now, again, this is great. It's awesome, great assist, as well as what Panasonic has their Vlog assist options. Those are all great, but I'm telling you, try to understand that false colors, use it, just get an external monitor, and it will change your life for sure. And but this is also, it's just helpful to have as well. Um, take your autofocus area to the edges. Okay. So in the wide area, autofocus continuous and autofocus oh, C1 and C2 have been extended with up to 135 different patterns. Very cool. For I'm sure those who do landscape, cityscape, street photography, this could be definitely helpful. There's never been an issue for me because you know what? I shoot mostly portraits, so it is what it is. But that's a cool update. I really like that view assist. The view assist is huge. It's really, really, really helpful. I'm that I like. That I like a lot. And if I can upload the red LUTs for Nlog to the camera and select that for the view assist options, that would be phenomenal. But who knows? We'll see. All right, more control of your shooting and workflow, subject detection, so manual focus and high res zoom. Okay, so subject detection is now available in both manual focus and high res zoom, making it easier to keep your intended subject in sharper focus. Hey, better autofocus is better autofocus. You'll never find me complaining about that. Uh, and then we also have magnifying your frame. So zoom in on your live view to quickly confirm your focus up to 400% for stills and video. Now, for me, that's really great for video. Because video, if I'm shooting manual for certain instances, this is only going to help me to make sure that I'm dialed in and focused on the thing I need. And when shooting manual video, precision is everything. It really is. Um, Next thing is maximum aperture live view. Preview your subject's true focal plane using the lens shallowest depth with improved autofocus performance. Okay, this sounds very cool. Preview your subject's true focal plane. Okay. That's pretty awesome, especially with the lenses like the 51.2 and the 85 and the 35.1.2. Like I mean, or even the knock, really, right? Having such an extreme shallow depth of field is great, but sometimes, you know what, it could be a pain too because of that depth of field action, right? So unless you're backing up further away from your subject, that helps to increase the depth of field a little bit. But or the but when you're up close to them, boy, does it get annoying real quick. It'll get the eyelash instead of the eyeball, and so it's good to know. A very cool update. Profoto A10 for AF autofocus assist. Oh, use the Profoto A10's white LED light as a powerful autofocus assist illuminator. Oh, with faces of the edge of the frame. Wait, ideal. Okay. Well, there you go. You got Profoto on top. Now, do I use Profoto? No, and that's because my budget doesn't allow it. Would I ever have Profoto? Yes, if my budget allowed it. But I'm not sure how many people are running around with this particular speed light. Cool. I wish it would be a little bit more universal, meaning other brands would be included on this, but it is what it is. But shout out to those who could use it. And that's a pretty sounds pretty cool. Okay. I've never had such an issue, but I'm sure someone out there did. Um, Voice memos and external mics. Okay. Add verbal descriptions to your photos using external microphones, including wireless options for clear, high quality audio. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like that. I'm sure for photojournalists, this is definitely something you would like, or even in wedding photography, where you're like, okay, that's the photo, or she really liked that photo, and you want to make sure that you showcase that in your deliverables. That is a great way to record that kind of information. Again, making you that much more, increasing the effectiveness of your workflow is always a positive thing, right? So that's pretty cool. All right, moving right along. So it says advanced scalable multi-camera control with NX field. Okay, a remote control camera setup. Dang, got the multicam action going on. Very cool. I've never done it. I don't have any reason to do it myself. But again, if you're doing basketball, like I think he's doing a basketball game, like he's covering that game, that could be extremely helpful, especially if you only got one or two of you and you got maybe three or four cameras ready to go, right? That can be very, very helpful. And I'm guessing in an arena, your cameras are set up all over the stadium. So this could be an extremely powerful way for you to capture the action. That's for sure. Here's some more enhancements. Select from more presets for commonly used LED light and billboard frequencies to prevent flicker. That is always welcomed, right? Let's be honest, that's always welcomed, especially with these mirrorless cameras, right? Quickly revert back to the original unedited version of an image with a new jump to source image custom setting. Uh, okay, that's cool. I think that's probably an NX Studio thing, because I could do it before and after on Lightroom. I'm not sure if that's what it is. If I'm wrong, post your comment, okay? Convert caption raw or JPEG images to HEIF format with your chosen compression ratio and upload them to a FTP server. Okay, this could be really great for those who are photojournalists that need to hurry up and send these files through the interweb that much more efficiently. Well, there you go, you're ready to go. Easily filter images in camera by date taken, making it easier to find the right image. Okay, that's cool. I mean, I thought we already had that, but maybe not. Again, this might be an NX Studio thing. And guess what? I don't have NX Studio, so that's probably why. If you feel like that's a problem, well, you know what? Tell me all the benefits about it. Post them down below, okay, in the comment section. Freeze fast action with a new high-speed frame capture C15 option, available in both normal and fine image quality with a new high-speed frame capture. Well, I'm interested to see that, especially for sports or first kiss in a wedding or putting on the ring. That's always a stressful moment right there. And then see Nikon and Z8 as a default metadata fields on ProRes 422HQ footage. Okay, well, there you go. Again, these aren't the major updates, but it is some more enhancements. Okay, but I'm not going to write home about those little enhancements. I'll tell you that. Z8 firmware 3.0 discover new features, blah, blah, blah. Learn about it, and there we go. Okay, so those are the firmware updates straight from NikonUSA.com. I'm definitely looking forward to the pixel shift and focus shift. Awesome. Always looking forward to more improved autofocus performance on the Z8, which is already freaking amazing. So I'm always welcome to that. I like that they paid attention to video as well. I'm very much looking forward to improved performance in there using the view assist. Really, really cool. I wonder if they, again, as I said earlier, wonder if they allow you to upload in that preview, in that view assist, if they let you upload your own LUTs to it. That would be pretty cool, very effective. I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate that. Anyway, well, that is my opinions about the firmware 3.0 for the Nikon Z8. Let me know down in the comments your opinions about this next firmware update. Of course, I'm Robert Silver, and until next time, keep shooting and stay creative.